Ever wondered what secrets the sky hides? Today, we're diving into the mysteries of the past. Join us on a journey through hidden caves and ancient wonders, peeling back the layers of history, ready to explore the sky's enigmatic stories. Let's begin the adventure. Katsky Pillar. Deep in the lush woods of Emirati, Georgia, there's this huge rock called the Katsky Pillar. People say it's super old and really special, like a symbol of something called the True Cross. And get this, it's part of a church. Now back in the 1700s, folks in Georgia wrote about it, but it wasn't until the 1940s that two brave adventurers, Alexander Japarisi and Levin Gatwa, climbed up and told the world about it. To even get close to the pillar, you got to go on a big hike through the woods. Imagine that. And back in the day, only the bravest monks dared to climb up the super steep side just to get closer to God. So, the Katsky Pillar isn't just a rock, it's like a magical spot hidden in Georgia's forest, where people have been seeking something special for a long time. This tall rock, the Katsky Pillar, is like 13 stories high and gives you an amazing view of everything around. And guess what? It's got the remains of a super old church on top, covering about 500 square feet. That's like a small apartment. So people who study this stuff say the church bits are from way back in the 9th or 10th century. There are even writings from the 13th century carved into the walls. Inside, there's not just a church, there's also a secret place. They call it a crypt, 3 rooms to crash in, and even a spot to stash some wine. They dug up these big cups called kavri from the wine spot. Long ago, folks talked about this place, saying, "There's this rock in a ravine that stands tall like a pillar. There's a tiny church on top, but no one can figure out how to get up there." Even though it's been empty for ages, people brought the Katsky Pillar back to life in the 1990s. The government helped fix it up so everyone could check it out. Can you believe that a monk named Maxim Kaftarazzo lived up there for more than 20 years? He'd only come down twice a week. He played a big part in fixing the place up. Back in the day, anyone could climb up using a metal ladder, but now only the monks who live at the bottom of the rock can do it for prayers. And here's the crazy part. We still don't know who built that church up there, or how they did it. It's like a giant mystery from way back in time. Paro-Taksang, Tiger's Nest. Picture the serene landscapes of Bhutan in South Asia, where for centuries, Buddhist monks have embarked on pilgrimages to a place that captures the imagination. Paro-Taksang, also known as the Tiger's Nest. What began as a humble cave used by religious pilgrims evolved into a full-scale monastery nestled among the clouds, dating back to the 17th century. This sacred site sits high above the valley floor, already perched at 7,000 feet, making it a challenging trek from the nearest town, Barrow, 6 miles away. Those determined to reach this spiritual haven face a steep hike, ascending another 3,000 feet, navigating altitude challenges and steep drops. For those who persevere, a breathtaking reward awaits. Views of a majestic 330-foot waterfall and the awe-inspiring Paro-Taksang itself. This monastery, balancing precariously on a mountainside, is accessible to the most dedicated followers of Guru Padmasambhava, a legendary tantric Buddhist believed to have been born from a lotus. Legends tell tales of Padmasambhava arriving at the cave on a flying tiger, once his romantic muse, lending the tiger's nest its evocative name. While these stories are steeped in mythology, archaeological evidence suggests that the site has been a place of meditation since as early as the 8th century. Here, Padmasambhava is said to have meditated for an extraordinary 3 years, 3 months, 3 days, and 3 hours, initiating the conversion of Bhutanese culture to Buddhism. Today, Paro-Taksang is revered as one of the world's holiest sites, preserving the spiritual legacy of Padmasambhava. Another legend adds to the mystique, recounting how Padmasambhava's disciple, Pelkey, returned to Paro-Taksang in 853 AD to meditate in a cave named Pelkey's Cave. After his death in Nepal, the story goes that Pelkey's body miraculously vanished and reappeared in his cave at Paro-Taksang, sealed in a shrine above the monastery's entrance. These tales weave a rich tapestry around the tiger's nest, making it a place where the divine and the earthly converge. Skellig Michael. Out in the wild waves, about 9 miles off the coast of County Kerry in Ireland, there are these cool, pointy mountains that pop up dramatically from the big Atlantic Ocean. The taller one is called Skellig Michael, and guess what? It's hiding a super old monastery that's said to be around 1400 years old. As you sail towards Skellig Michael, it looks like no one's ever been there before. But wait, when you take a closer look, you find these winding paths going up the really steep slopes, kind of like secret staircases. Now, right up there among the peaks of Skellig Michael are these tightly packed stone buildings. People think monks lived there for more than 600 years, starting from the 7th century. Can you imagine that? And these structures are like 750 feet above the sea, but they're still in pretty good shape. There's even a traditional graveyard where the Gallic folks who lived there rest. These cool buildings include beehive-like structures called cloakins, a bunch of terraces, 2 oratories, which are like small chapels, and more graves. There's even a church with walls that are 2 meters thick. That's like having super thick walls. Building all this stuff must have been crazy hard work, and it's possible that some of the graves scattered around Skellig Michael hold the people who built it. Archaeologists say the monastery was used for a really long time, but no one knows why they left. And get this, not many people go to the island. They want to keep the ancient stuff safe, so only 13 tour guides have special licenses to go there, and each guide can only make the journey once a year. Imagine that. It's like a super exclusive trip to a real-life ancient island. Mustang Caves. In the awe-inspiring Himalayan mountains of northern Nepal lies the ancient kingdom of Lo, commonly known as Mustang. This captivating region, surrounded by towering peaks, guards a mysterious treasure. Nearly 10,000 man-made caves intricately carved into colossal rock faces near the Kali Gandaki River. Within these ancient caves rests a puzzling secret. An assembly of human skeletons, displaying precise cuts and lacerations. Mustang, where nature's forces dance with ancient history, conceals a dark yet captivating enigma. Were these meticulous acts a display of barbaric savagery or part of a sacred ritual that transcends time? And who were the masterminds orchestrating such detailed endeavors? In the mid-1990s, a team of researchers from Nepal and the University of Cologne embarked on an exploration of these stacked caves. Among the discoveries were partially mummified human remains estimated to be between 2,000 and 3,000 years old. Subsequent explorations in 2007 unveiled an array of Buddhist paintings, sculptures, manuscripts, pottery, and artifacts dating back to the 12th to 14th centuries. A follow-up expedition in 2008 brought to light more human skeletons believed to be 600 years old. Accompanying these discoveries were paintings featuring a blend of writings from Buddhism and Bon, an indigenous Tibet religion. In 2010, another group of explorers and archaeologists uncovered an additional 27 human skeletons. These relatively intact remains bore distinctive cut marks on their bones, suggesting a ritualistic preparation process. The precision of the cuts was both haunting and awe-inspiring. Following the preparation, the bodies were ceremonially placed on exposed wooden shelves. It is believed that these caves served as a sacred burial ground, echoing the Buddhist tradition of sky burial, where bodies were offered to vultures, ensuring a cycle of life and death in harmony with nature. The origins of these practices trace back to Tibetan and Zoroastrian customs, where offerings to animals held sacred significance. Despite advancements in unraveling the mysteries concealed within the caves, the architects behind their construction and the exact purpose of these structures continue to elude understanding, casting an enigmatic veil over the ancient secrets of Mustang. Buna Yamada. Picture a far-off place in northern Ethiopia, the Tiger region, where life moves at its own pace amidst vast dry plains and breathtaking pale sandstone mountains. Hidden in the rocks are the remnants of ancient civilizations, and in this landscape emerges a time-traveling marvel, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, named Buna Yamada. Now, here's the mind-boggling twist. Buna Yamada Giga perches itself, a whopping 8,460 feet high. You can't just stroll up there. Oh no, it's a daring climb, and they suggest going barefoot. Why? Well, they say being so high up gets you closer to heaven. Before you even reach the church door, there's this steep, tricky climb using hand, and footholds carved ages ago. And if that doesn't get your heart racing, there's a stone bridge. Imagine looking down with an 820-foot drop on either side. Then, just to keep things thrilling, a rickety wooden footbridge appears. Hold on, it's not over yet. An exhausting climb up a vertical rock wall with no support follows. And for the bravest, a narrow ledge, inches wide, hugs the cliff with a 1,000-foot drop on one side. Talk about an adrenaline rush. But when you finally make it, the entrance is pitch dark. Once your eyes adjust, you're in for a treat inside a Buna Yamada. Frescoes, like ancient paintings, tell tales of Old Testament biblical characters and the 9 saints who brought Christianity to Ethiopia in the late 5th century, supposedly originating from Rome. Archaeologists call these paintings some of the very first pictures ever made to tell Bible stories. Inside, the church has different chambers, some holding human remains from cremations and rituals, echoes of lives lived. And guess what? The region has more cliff churches believed to be built in the following centuries. Ethiopian Orthodox monks still look after many of them. These monks are quite something. They used to trade Bible readings for water so they could stay up on the mountain, close to heaven. Imagine, some haven't left the mountaintop for 40 years. It's like a timeless journey through history up in the Ethiopian mountains. Sigiriya. Imagine a world full of ancient places that seem almost impossible to reach, where not only religious buildings but entire cities hold stories from the past. One such marvel is Sigiriya, a megalithic city fortress perched on a granite column rising 600 feet from the landscapes of Sri Lanka's central province. Legend has it that this area has been inhabited since prehistoric times, and an ancient Sri Lankan chronicle spins a tale of storms and landslides that caused the column to rise up, turning a large pristine forest into the backdrop for a remarkable city. In the late 5th century, King Kashyapa thought this towering column was the perfect spot for his new capital city. He adorned the sides with vibrant paintings, celebrating his kingdom, and crowned it with a palace. Imagine a palace where even the walls served as mirrors, covered in polished plaster. Over time, these walls became a canvas for writings and poetic verses left by visitors, some dating back to the 8th century. King Kashyapa wasn't done there. He designed an extensive network of water gardens, showcasing engineering skills way ahead of their time. Connected by causeways, these gardens featured deep pools and drinking reservoirs, a testament to the advanced capabilities of Sigiriya's builders. Midway up the steep walls, the king carved a natural plateau into a fierce lion-shaped gateway, giving Sigiriya its name, the Lion Rock. After the king's era, the city was abandoned and transformed into a Buddhist monastery until the 14th century. While the palace is now in ruins, much of the ancient artwork has been remarkably preserved. Thanks to its rich history, Sigiriya holds great archaeological significance, earning its place as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a captivating journey back in time, etched into the landscapes of Sri Lanka, for all to explore and marvel at. As we wrap up our journey through the mysteries of the past, we hope you've enjoyed the adventure. These tales, hidden in the sky, remind us of the fascinating puzzles that history has left behind. If you're hungry for more ancient wonders, hit that subscribe button. Let us know in the comments which mysteries you want us to uncover next. Until then, keep wondering, keep exploring, and let the curiosity of the past guide you. Thanks for joining us on this expedition through time.